It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Trey, Raj, and myself, we're all old enough to remember the Miracle Bra. We remember when it first came out, and we remember when it first came off. Because that was a learning moment where you got to experience massive disappointment and lies and treachery.
Deception.
And deception. In one beautiful package. But it's the 21st century. It's 2025, and the Miracle Bra is a thing of the past because thanks to Kim Kardashian and the company that either she started or licensed with, works with, whatever the situation is, shapewear that can't be trusted is back. Because Kim, there's more things fake about Kim than just her chest. She doesn't stop there because she's going to have a shapewear product that's going to lead you on and lie to you. It's going to be the entire body, right? Are you guys familiar with Skims, the shapewear company that Kim Kardashian does?
Yes.
Okay. We're all familiar with Spanx. You know, it's usually like the shape tightening, form fitting piece of clothing that women would wear to, you know, produce a better silhouette in a dress or something dressy, right? Something fancy. Well, Kim Kardashian and her company Skims have taken that to the next level because they don't want to just cinch. They also want to expand in certain areas. And so that's what their new marketing campaign with Kim Kardashian and Skims is trying to accomplish. And that includes their new commercial with Kim Kardashian, the Fairy Butt Mother.
Okay.
Why is everything so hard?
Come on now, stand up.
I know.
By the way, this starts with a young British, very thin, model-looking woman on a yoga mat, frustrated because she's working out and not getting the results she wants. So enter Kim Kardashian.
I should stand up. I should work for the body that I want. But I just can't. I'm doing so much already. I'm getting protein. I'm eating healthy. So much. I get my hair dyed. My body black journal. I just can't do it anymore. Can't there just be one thing in life that's easy? Can't there just be one thing, Kim Kardashian?
I'm not Kim.
Chloe?
No, I am Kim, but today I'm also your fairy butt mother.
My fairy butt mother?
I'm here to make one thing easier in your life. With Skims' new shapewear, you can get a butt, boobs, and amazing curves immediately. Just with them bippity, buppity, boo.
Thanks, fairy butt mother.
Just remember what happens at midnight.
The shapewear disappears?
No, it's just really late and you should try to get 8 hours of sleep. Skims shapewear, because one thing should be effortless.
So there you have it. New from Skims and Kim Kardashian, the Fairy Butt Mother. By the way, the name Skims, that's also what Kim's mom does for a living. So I guess it was easy to come up with a name.
And now I know your new role-playing game.
I have to admit, I did not see this backfiring on me.
How could you not?
Yeah, fairy butt mother.
Yeah. Dan's also seen it, and I gave it a good review.
She is right. I didn't have to work for it. It was just right there. So new from Skims, new from Kim Kardashian, the shapewear, the illusion of a big butt and big boobs, all right there in one easy to buy package. Can you imagine what the commercial would look like if they made this for men?
No.
Would it be Bruce Jenner that pops out as your fairy crotch mother? Or would that be crotch father? Now I'm lost.
Yeah. Crotch person.
Yeah. If they made a similar product for men, who would be your fairy crotch father?
That pole vaulter from the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's a good candidate because at the very least, he's already everybody's daddy.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you love guns or hunting, you're going to love Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors Shooting Center is 43,000 square feet of guns, gun range, and gun fun. Firearms, ammo, apparel, accessories, and more. Have a bachelor party, birthday, or team building event? All-inclusive packages available for endless entertainment. Training classes are added weekly, and private instruction is always available. Come see why Defender has been voted the best gun range in North Texas 5 years in a row. Visit us at defenderoutdoors.com. Defender Outdoors. Are you a defender?
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors Shooting Center in Fort Worth and Defender Outdoors Clay Sports Ranch. The Clay Sports Ranch, unparalleled outdoor shotgun facility, open to the public, and memberships are available, just like the Defender Outdoors Shooting Center, Fort Worth's premier indoor gun range and retail store, open to the public with memberships available. Let their knowledgeable retail associates help you choose your next firearm, accessories, ideal holster, find the right ammo, everything you need, all right there at Defender Outdoors in Fort Worth. Visit them online, defenderoutdoors.com. Be sure to use our code TREEHOUSE for special discounts, both in-store and online. Defender Outdoors in Fort Worth, the website defenderoutdoors.com. Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma, with you inside the Treehouse today. It turns out corporate America is not the only one really frustrated with Generation Z, because Gen Z as employees has been a challenge for the workforce. And not just the legal workforce, because it turns out that even the mafia is having issues with Gen Z joining its ranks. I have to admit, I had not thought about that. I see news stories all the time about Gen Z and them making their way into the workforce, and how companies and managers and other employees have to make certain accommodations for this new generation of employee. I never thought about the illegitimate businesses and what they have to do to accommodate Gen Z. I never would have thought that the mafia would be frustrated by the perms and the Crocs and the oversized hoodies. But here we are. It's true. Mafia godfathers are mocking miserable gang members, miserable new recruits to the Cosa Nostra. Dozens have been arrested and immediately flipped to become state witnesses.
Of course.
So Gen Z has absolutely zero loyalty, no dedication. So much so the mafia bosses in Sicily have been heard complaining about Gen Z on wiretaps.
Wow. When the mafia complains about your ethics.
Yeah.
Said a lot.
Giancarlo Romano, an alleged mafia don, slammed the caliber these days as miserable, talking about Gen Z. Seeming a tad nostalgic, he compared them to the 1972 classic film The Godfather, although unfavorably. He said, if you watch The Godfather, the connections he had, he was very influential because of the power that he built at a political level. But us, what can we do? We're on our knees, guys. We think we do business, but these days it's others who do it. We used to be number one. Now it's others. We're just gypsies. Local. That's according to local media. He also advised new recruits to get an education so they could mingle with lawyers.
I just like Gen Z is the Fredo generation.
Oh,
I'm not stupid. I'm smart.
I am just absolutely amazed that the mafia is having issues with Gen Z, and the fact that they're turning state's witnesses so quickly compared to generations past. I don't think I'll stop giggling about this story for the entire week.
Yeah, I want to know what the nicknames are. Like, you know how the old school guys are like, you know, Joey the Nose.
Oh yeah,
Or, you know, so I want to know what these kids are like. Vinny the Sensitive. Like, I don't know what.
Well,
what
as
their
far as
nicknames would be.
no, I'm with you because the bosses, some of them have their own nicknames. Wiretaps revealed the mafia bosses have nicknames for one another, ranging from Spider-Man to Robert De Niro to Bear. But as far as what the Gen Z nicknames are, I don't see that in here. But that's a great question, Raj, because I mean, calling someone the nose nowadays is not very politically correct, even for the
Right.
mafia.
Yeah.
I just like the
Timmy
thought.
Two Crocs.
That's good. He does all those slip and falls.
The meeting was at 10 o'clock for the drop off. Oh, well, there was a line at Starbucks and and you can't yell at them because then, that's, yeah, Mafia's SOL. They're going to have to just skip a generation.
Yeah. Polly the Perm.
He's got mental health days that he takes.
I mean, it's going to be bad when they're, enforcers are 75 years old because they had to skip a generation.
Yeah. But you're right, Raj. I mean, because like if, Gen Z, they're on the front lines, they have to go out and do all the dirty work because they're the low men on the totem pole. I'm sorry, the low individuals on the, I probably can't say totem pole either because it's Gen Z. They have to work their way up through the mafia ranks. And in order to do that, you have to do all the grunt work, like kill people. But Gen Z, while they maybe will kill somebody, they're going to need a couple of mental health days to process it all before they can go back to more killing. I just can't wait to see the security cam footage when the Gen Z hit person kills somebody and then runs away and then falls because they were wearing Crocs.
They run straight to a therapist.
They'll never be able to identify him because of the oversized sweatshirt.
No more suits, just big shirts and Crocs.
It's all athleisure.
I wonder if they'll get sued for equal opportunity employment when they don't have any women right now.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means then some of those new recruits are going to be forced to transition so they can just meet equal opportunity DEI hiring requirements.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you miss any part of the Treehouse show, you can catch up with the Treehouse Show podcast, available on all major streaming and podcasting platforms like Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and more. Or you can just go to treehouseonair.com to choose whichever platform you want. All right there. The Treehouse Show podcast, treehouseonair.com, and all major streaming platforms. Dan O'Malley, Trey Trenholm, Raj Sharma with you inside the Treehouse on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Do you guys know the name Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger?
No.
Well, you're about to, because she was on a show recently and she dropped some serious knowledge about what the scientists are up to at CERN in Switzerland. I have not been able to verify any of this yet, but just know that the things you're about to hear from Dr. Astrid about what's going on at CERN is very, very alarming and scary to some. And I think I've stalled enough now to where I can play the audio. Here we go.
Actually, CERN is dealing with radionuclear research.
Right.
It's
Did you guys hear that? Okay. Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger talking about CERN and their astrological or radioastrological research.
actually CERN is dealing with radionuclear research.
Right.
It's
Fascinating.
nuclear research, but it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians. I know some. They're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified to being.
Did you guys catch that?
Uh-huh.
All right. I want to play that again for you. Beings from a portal at CERN, according to Dr. Astrid.
It's
Fascinating.
nuclear research, but it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians. I know some. They're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified
is-
to beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes, they.
No, I need to clarify that. These scientists at CERN have not testified to this. Dr. Astrid had dinner with some and they told her. Very different than testifying to something. I just want that, said. In an interview with Z Media, Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger claims that she had dinner with scientists from CERN who shared details about unusual experiments taking place at the facility. According to Dr. Astrid, these scientists speak of a mysterious portal located at the bottom of CERN, described as like a door through which non-human entities are reportedly entering and exiting. Okay.
Have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions. They had a being, they did not tell me more, who came that doesn't resemble a human. And then they had another one, and they have a proof because they left a scarf. They left a scarf. And now,
So if I'm to understand everything she's saying there, some scientists say there are 17 different dimensions. Some say more. There's a trap door at the bottom of CERN where beings are crawling out of, and apparently they're into scarves. Is that pretty much what everyone else has gathered out of this?
Yeah. I just can't imagine going through the portal and my scarf.
Well, I mean, space is chilly.
because they left a scarf. They left a scarf. And now, when you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is a fight from some of the military agencies. Intel, they say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time.
And they're also probably fighting over the scarves.
Yeah, hipster aliens. That's awesome.
Do you imagine like the alien who left the scarf sticks his head back in? It's like, do you guys see a scarf? Maybe a hacky sack.
You guys have craft beer here?
No, but I know a place you can get some crap beer.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Dr. Astrid is, but I really like the name of her show, which I assume is called Dr. Astrid and the Aliens. Or maybe that's her doo-wop group.
That's not aliens.
Not aliens?
Other dimensions.
It's other dimensions. Oh, so it's people from one of these other dimensions that are infiltrating CERN and leaving behind scarves.
So theory and physics. I did not know of 17 dimensions, but I know like there were 11 dimensions. They theorized 11 dimensions, and that there are complete other realities. Like we live in a 3-dimensional world, but 4th dimension, I believe they say, is time. And then when you can shift to that 4th dimension, there are other realities.
Is one of those dimensions the scarf dimension?
That who knows? They may have a world of wonderful accessories in one dimension.
Maybe so. I just look at it as you're in Switzerland. It's probably just one of the scientists' scarf that fell during one of the experiments. It didn't come from another portal in another dimension. It was just, Hans's.
I mean, they are dealing with the very foundations of the universe. There are always theories that they're going to create a black hole. Open your mind to the possibility.
My mind is certainly open to the possibility. I'm just concerned about some of the people relaying this information. I don't want to get all my alien information and otherworldly or different dimension information from a doctor who, if just one typo, her name is Dr. Astrid.
Her last name doesn't get you, because that makes me laugh every time you say it.
Stuckleberg?
Yeah.
It really is a whole package. I mean, make sure I get this right. Let's see. Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say Stuckleberger.
Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger.
And her space scarf.
I bet if it were Astrid Strappleburger, you'd really like it.
I can't even get mad at you because that was really good. I'm gonna be mad at you in like 5 minutes, but for now, that's damn, that's good.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Just like Aaron said right there, for all things Treehouse, go to our website, treehouseonair.com. That's treehouseonair.com. You can get past shows, links, contact info, Treehouse Talkback, and more, all right there on our website, treehouseonair.com. That's treehouseonair.com. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. We were just talking about Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger, and she had dinner with some of the physicists at the CERN laboratory in Switzerland. And she was saying that they've told her there's at least 17 dimensions, and there are beings that are popping up out of a hole at the bottom of CERN saying hello and leaving scarves behind. So I decided to do a little more research on Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger to see, is she crazy? She's got a really good resume. She's a scientist and writer at the Institute of Global Health of the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Geneva. After a PhD in public health, she pursued her career at the Geneva University Hospital and at the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Geneva, where she obtained the higher rank of privat docent, whatever that is. She's also a professor at University of Applied Science at the University of Lausanne, and collaborates with several universities in the world. She was recently awarded the title of Honorary Professor of the Institute of Bioregulation and Gerontology of the Russian Academy of Medical Science, and is invited professor in different universities. She's also the president of the Geneva International Network on Aging, which is funded with the WHO. So that's Dr. Astrid Stuckleberger, who had dinner with CERN physicists who says there are weirdos popping up in holes at the CERN laboratory in Switzerland.
I mean, if you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, go down all the conspiracy theories about what goes on at CERN.
Oh no.
Oh, it's
Wasn't that Angels and Demons based on that?
The
I
book?
don't think so.
No.
Yeah, where they have the matter that they create. I thought that lab was supposed to represent CERN.
Oh,
I'd
the
have to
God
go back
particle?
and rewatch that. I'm not sure.
No,
Yeah, the God particle thing.
that maybe but yeah, it is a fascinating.
And you know how much I
Rabbit
love
hole.
conspiracy theories, so I will be on it.
Well, I mean, between the two of you, Raj and your conspiracy theories, and Trey, your endless quest for documentary knowledge. What are some of the things that are supposed or theorized?
Well, the theorizing that they're working on, basically messing with the fabric of time, and that I forgot but that they're changing. They're augmenting our reality by their different experiments. But they have figured out interdimensional travel, and then it's. What's on the other side becomes a big question, that they're going to make a black hole that will eventually destroy the world.
I'm okay with that.
It's there are so many. It's you get from the strange, like, scientific theories to Illuminati type crap to just, I mean, it is a rabbit hole with multiple dimensions.
I am fascinated by it. I'm also a little terrified of it. And I think that's probably how a lot of people are. I mean, there was the original concern when they turned that thing on that it actually would destroy the universe. Not just
because it would create a black hole.
But create a black hole and we're all dead in an instant. Just because but they still did it. Everyone's like, flip the switch. We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I saw one thing where that they thought they discovered a particle that it defied the laws of physics. I mean, it's all these things and no one really knows what's true and what's not. I am sure they are doing. I mean, you're talking about quantum physics and the people who think of this stuff it's so far beyond what any of us can really comprehend.
You're right. And I think that's why so many of us have difficulty trying to wrap our brains around any of the information that comes out of CERN. Even the stuff that sounds too crazy to believe might actually be real. But it's so beyond our grasp of reality that there's no way we'd be able to grasp it.
Right.
What scares me about the CERN facility in Switzerland is you've got some of the brightest minds our planet has ever produced. And a large chunk of their experiments are centered around and find out.
But wouldn't you want to create the black hole on the last day of the job? Like,
maybe do that when the new crew is coming on, so you can be like, "Oh, they did it."
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't us. We were fine. We had 492 days. Like, it's like a little sign since our last emergency. The first crew at CERN, we've had X amount of days, 0 black holes.
It's the greatest retirement party ever.
As long as it's an ice cream cake, I'm fine.
Talk about take this job and shove it.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Did you know you can get even more Treehouse? Yes, it's true. You can subscribe to Treehouse Plus. Get Treehouse Plus today. Bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video. That's right, video episodes. All available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's patreon.com/treehouseonair. Dan O'Malley, Trey Trenholm, Raj Sharma with you inside the Treehouse on Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Before we jump headfirst into birthdays, Trey, what was it you were saying to Raj about because Raj is super into conspiracies, he should check out all the conspiracies surrounding CERN?
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. they try to tell people what they're doing, but again, they are working on a level that you just have to dumb it down, because you're talking about they're throwing around their subatomic particles and crashing them into each other at the speed of light and all this other and the energy that comes from it, and just trying to grasp thinking beyond 3 dimensions. And it's fascinating. But that's one of the problems is everyone speculates what they're doing, but very few people are smart enough to really understand what they're trying to do.
That's me. I have no idea.
I
I don't understand a good chunk of anything that comes out of CERN. And that's
you're
why I
talking about-
appreciate when someone will try to dumb it down as much as they possibly can to where someone like me can understand at least a fragment of it.
I mean, the person who probably can dumb it down better than anyone is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking about Stephen Hawking, level S.
Wow.
I mean, but it's fascinating stuff. And
I had trouble with geometry. I'm not going to understand an iota of what happens at CERN.
I mean, and as our technology grows, and then you factor in AI, supercomputing, everything else, and how the theoretical, it's advancing faster. I mean, just their theories on time, and that do wormholes really exist, and just all this stuff. What's fascinating is all the stuff that we grew up watching on like Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it really might be true.
Yeah, teleportation aside, they think they're close to actually teleporting somebody. And I'm all for it. But before we get full on teleportation, I would like whatever meal I can think of energized right in front of me, ready to eat. That to me is the coolest Star Trek technology there is. Teleportation, number 2.
And who do you get? Who's the first guy? Who do you get? Like, hey, Doug, we got to teleport you today. Like, is it going to work?
Who drew the short straw at CERN? Actually, that's actually a great question. So, you know how people will say at the Olympics, they should have an average person compete in every event, so you get an idea of how great these athletes are? They should do the same thing with the scientists at CERN. They should get an average person like me in their midst, and it'd just be me with my really big pencil just trying to follow along as best as I can. It's not going to happen, but I'll try. I'll hang out.
Yeah. What if you piss somebody off and they teleport you and then don't bring you back? They just leave you to wherever that went.
Yeah. All of a sudden, pranks pulled by scientists are very terrifying. Imagine the revenge they could get on their like high school bullies.
I would love to join CERN.
Have you got plans?
Yes, I've got names and addresses. Don't worry about it. They're going to be teleported for sure.
But in the back of your mind, you got to think of the fly.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. That's true. And then even if you agree to bring them back, right? Like you have to bring them back. What if when you bring them back, you switch their arm out for their nose?
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of hijinks you could get into if you're running the teleportation portal at CERN.
Yeah. You don't want to go there on like a Friday when they're drinking.
You don't want to show up at happy hour.
The last thing you did is you call the guy controlling it dick face.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is time to advertise right here inside the Treehouse. Just shoot us an email, treehouseonair@gmail.com. That's treehouseonair@gmail.com to advertise right here inside the Treehouse and take advantage of sponsorship opportunities. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Not to beat a dead horse over this too much, but if you're among the scientists at the CERN laboratory in Switzerland, wouldn't there be a hell of a scrum for people applying to be the main teleportation guy, the guy who's at the controls, sending people and bringing them back? Can you just imagine the size of the tip jar on his console? You don't want to be the stingy guy or the guy, like we said earlier, you don't want to be the guy that calls the teleportation director, a bad name like face, because you may come back with one.
Don't want to be the guy that called him an asshat.
I mean, I don't know if there would ever be a position that would have its ass kissed more than the guy in charge of teleportation. Because, I'll send you wherever you want to go, but there's no guarantee you get to come back. That's where the tip jar gets slid right in front of you ever so slowly.
You want to make it back for dinner? I'd put a 20 in there.
Yeah. I realize your booking.com app says $79, but that's one way.
Yeah, I could teleport you to Hawaii. And a volcano too. but what's crazy to think about, very few people will remember this, is CERN was originally going to be in North Texas. The Super Collider project was here.
Oh, that's right. Where is that going to be in North Texas? Do you remember like what area, what city is it now?
I mean, it was all around. I mean, it's a huge area.
Mm-hmm.
Like I forgot the dimensions of it, but miles and miles long of Super Collider. But
was it going to be like somewhere around Waxahachie or something?
Waxahachie, yeah.
But all through like south and east. It's.
But they put it where the Hillsborough outlets were. I don't think there's anything else going on right there.
Yeah, that's what you want. Discount Super Collider.
So if you're on your way to the new CERN, just go past the Waco silos, say hi to Chip and Joanna, and then you'll get there.
They can put it on the David Koresh compound. That's not being used right now either, I don't think.
It's already been cleared off a little bit. It's pretty terrible.
That's awful.
Yeah. The superconducting Super Collider had a circumference, if for the one in Texas, was 54 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. Key points, Waxahachie was the starting of it. But yeah, I mean, that's, it's a huge area.
Okay. So if the circumference of CERN is 54 miles, what's its diameter? And that's why none of us work at CERN. Ray's eyes are moving. I can tell you're working on it.
Yeah, there's a formula somewhere, but
just write it down with your big pencil.
All right, asshat.
Thanks for hanging out with us inside the Treehouse. Don't forget to give us a follow on social media at Treehouse on Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. And for Raj, it's at Comedian Raj. And for all things Treehouse, hit up treehouseonair.com. We'll see you tomorrow, right back here inside the Treehouse. Barring any CERN shenanigans.